So I hear you want to be good at Pokemon Stadium using only rentals. Why? Who hurt you? Was it Hitmonchan? Hello everyone, I'm Rental Rando Champion Dylan with a Blankie, and today is another beautiful day for another beautiful list. I was asked by a lot of you to do my own best stadium rental list, and here I am to oblige. Now, I've seen many lists that just give the top 10 rentals to pick, and I know you better than that. You don't want all the electric types and Kadabra. You crave variety and want the best of everything. So what I plan to do here is list the best Pokemon of all 15 types in the game. Simple enough, right? This will leave room for much more than you would typically see. That being said, my list will be organized from what I think is the worst to best by type. The Pokemon I select play no role in placement, but the type itself does. Something you need to keep in mind is that this is only for stadium rentals and not Gen 1 as a whole. Movesets make a huge difference in what types are good and what types are... well, I'll be taking in data once again from Prime Cup, Poke Cup, and Gym Leader Castle. Now, if you want to build the strongest team possible and don't have this or these, sounds like a skill issue. Maybe these Pokemon will give you a fighting chance. Number 15, Fighting. Alright, I'm just gonna seismic toss it out there. Fighting is a lot like Sing. It failed. Gen 1 did its best to make Fighting the most downtrodden piece of garbage around. Fighting itself is weak to Psychic and Flying, so those two are guaranteed to wipe you. And everyone else has a chance to manhandle you as well. Oh? What's that? Their resistances? Well, we have Rock and Bug. Oh boy! That's 5 whole moves you resist in a move pool of 165! Look, you don't need to be resistant to Bug or Rock, because just like my odds of becoming a famous YouTuber, facing a Rock move is slim odds. On top of all that, the fighting moves are just absolute garbage themselves. Counter? Good luck with that working. Seismic Toss is set damage, so no boost on that, and Submission is gonna miss. And if you're lucky and it does hit, congrats, you take a quarter of the damage it's set out to do. Okay, what can we hit though? Normal, Rock, and Ice take heavy hits from us, so a fighting type may not be all bad if you end up fighting a Rock. Most dual types negate that fighting effectiveness though, like Articuno, who is Ice and Flying. Any Rock ground though is sure to take a heavy hit. Just don't let them live, or they're one-shotting you. Of all the rentals you can select, there is only one clear option, and it's Poliwrath. Every fighting type is just fighting type, but Poliwrath is manageable, being fighting and water. If you really have to have a fighter, just pick him, and he will give you even more coverage in the long run. Poly doesn't have bad stats. They're okay-ish, and his moves are rough. In Poke Cup, he's got Hydro Pump, Hypnosis, Submission, and Counter. All heavy hitters, but the accuracy leaves you wary. In Prime, he's rocking Bubble Beam, Hypnosis, Submission, and Amnesia! If you manage to pull Amnesia off, you've covered up special damage from coming through, and powered that Bubble Beam significantly. Finally, Castle gives him Surf, Hypnosis, Submission, and Mimic. Do me a favor and leave the Mimic alone, and Hypnosis only if necessary. All in all, Poliwrath is the optimal fighting choice, because, let's be real, you don't want this. Or God forbid. So in the end, Poliwrath is the fighting type to use not by choice, but by the fact that we have standards. Let's hope the next type doesn't bug you too much. Number 14, Bug. Bugs. Poor, poor little bugs. A lot like Promise Neverland, amazing potential, zero follow-through. Bug is held back by its pure frailty. Every bug type is so dead after a single hit. Bug is resistant to fighting, yay, ground and grass, so you may as well have 2 resistances since no one is running a fighter. And what are we weak to? Oh wait, who cares? It doesn't matter, because every bug, like I said, is dying in a single hit. Maybe 2 if they're lucky. Bug type moves are the only moves that can hit psychic types for super effective damage, so that's a big plus. But what are you gonna use? Twin Needle? Pin Missile? You know who learns those? Beedrill! You're really gonna use him? I got a whole video about why you shouldn't! These moves have no power to speak of, so odds are, your other moves would be better here. Alright. You want your bug type? Here it is. Scyther. Why? Because in Poke Cup, he has Slash. High attack and speed, so go crazy and get that 1 crit in before you go down. In Prime, you're gonna have a little more trouble, but that double team could carry you through an entire match. Scyther has a lot of potential to set up Double Team, into Focus Energy, into some crazy Hyper Beam shenanigans. You might take quad damage from Rock, but hey, odds are they miss, or odds they don't even have it because there's only 2 Rock moves in the game. In Castle, Scyther has Slash again and Wing Attack. Look, the bugs are a tough case. And you could probably pick Pinsir over Scyther here, but that first turn Double Team really sends your odds of surviving through the roof, which is why I think he's the best option you've got, Bug Boy. Number 13, Poison. Poison type. It's everywhere. I think I stepped in some on the way to record this. Don't know what secondary type to give a Pokemon? Slap some poison on that bitch. The Poison type has a glaring weakness in the fact that it opens you up to ground damage and really powerful Psychic, while the resistances are only Fighting, Grass, and Poison. Not a fair trade. Poison typing drag a lot of otherwise great Pokemon down since they now get one-shot by Earthquake, and just like the previous types, we don't have much option for poison attacks. Smog, Acid, and Sludge are all you can work with. Even those are only effective against bugs and grass, so yeah, it's gonna help with that, but most grass also has Poison type, meaning it's neutral damage now. It definitely doesn't feel like it was very well thought out. If I had to pick a single Poison type, it'd be Weezing. Why? Well, Weezing, unlike most of our other poison options, gets a poison move and some other decent utility. He's also pretty tanky on physical and not too bad special. His speed is pretty bad, but that's okay. He can live to see the next turn with his bulk. In Poké Cup, he has Sludge, Fire Blast, Hyper Beam, and Self-Destruct, so you know he's blasting off again. In Prime, he has, oh my, still Sludge, Mimic, Thunder, and Haze. Not bad at all. And in the Castle, he has Smokescreen, Haze, Hyper Beam, and again, Sludge. He really is your only pick if you want poison moves to completely decimate that Parasect. Sludge is 65 base power and 100 accuracy. Also has a 50-50 shot of poisoning. You can't go wrong with it. Just about every other poison rental has no moves to speak of. Like the Bulbasaur line. They just get absolutely f***ed in rentals, having at best Razor Leaf and at worst, Solar Beam. Lapras has Solar Beam too. I just thought I should say that. Arbok could be a good contender here with great speed and having Glare as a move, but I still gotta stick with Weezing as my pick since he will be the unmoving rock of the team. Speaking of rocks. Number 12, Rock. Okay, so Mono Rock type, we ain't got those. In Gen 1, you get Rock and you get something else, but you mostly get Ground, never just Rock. Is that a good thing? No. No, it's not. Rock type leaves you open to Fighting, Ground, Water, and Grass. Having a water weakness is terrifying in Gen 1. I mean, have you seen these fucking things? All these water types get ready to obliterate you. And since you have ground typing, congrats. If it's a little too humid outside, you're gonna faint. Rock can resist normal, flying, poison, and fire. Not even rock, but at least the ground typing gives you a rock resistance. But damn, dude, if these guys can be one-shot by ground, ice, fighting, and God forbid you decided to touch grass today. However, there's one reason you want a rock type on your team, and that is for just about every bird you'll fight. If you have Zapdos or Moltres in front of you, one of these guys is necessary to overcome them. The best rock to represent them all is one of the best rentals in the game. It's Graveler. Now hold on, hear me out, geez. Hold on. We all know Rhydon is trash, but Rhyhorn is awesome. And you know who's a better Rhyhorn? It's Graveler! You know Golem is shaking and seething, so he rock throws in anger, but he misses us. He beats out Rhyhorn in every stat without the move pool. In Poké, Graveler has Strength, Seismic Toss, Self-Destruct, and most importantly, an extremely powerful Earthquake. In Prime, he has Earthquake and Rock Slide for massive stab and, Fire Blast? What? At least we know he's cooking? And last, Metronome. So who knows? You might have a good time, or you might have the worst time of your life. That's Pokemon Stadium though, isn't it? Finally in Castle, he has everything he has in Poké, just replace Seismic Toss with Strength. I can't stress how important it is for you to have at least one rock Pokemon on your team. So if you bring one, it should be Graveler. I mean, your choices are slim, and for the love of Arceus, don't bring Onix or Golem. Just leave them. And you already know how I feel about Rhydon. Rock doesn't really get a fair shake as a type, but it still has some uses to really help it soar. Number 11, Flying. Flying is a lot like Poison. It's everywhere. The only difference is there are 0 mono flying types in Gen 1, meaning it's always paired with another typing. At least when it's normal type paired with it, you only get a fighting weakness tacked on. The flying type itself comes with a resistance to bug and fighting. And Jesus, who doesn't resist these things? Grass is resisted as well, which is, I guess, decent, but there isn't much grass to worry about in the game. Flying is weak to rock. Oh boy, better watch out for that rock slide and rock throw. And oh, no ice and electric? Oh boy, those are not good weaknesses to have, especially when special on most flyers. Yeah, electric or ice is a death sentence. Flying type moves are good against flying, bug, and grass. So you see the trend with these bottom tier types, right? The only good move for flyers is Drill Peck. Wing Attack and Peck are super weak at 35 base power, and Sky Attack takes 2 turns. At least Fly grants you immunity for a turn, but the greatest boon flying gets is immunity to ground. You don't see much immunity in Gen 1, but this is an instance of it. There aren't many ground moves, but they are powerful, making flying a good pick against any grounder. The best flying you can pick is hands down Zapdos. He is flying and electric, meaning he, funny enough, takes neutral damage from electric type attacks. You resist flying now, and ground can't touch ya. Zapdos is easily one of the best mon you can select for rentals. Why? Check it out. Pokécup, you've got Thunderbolt. Whoa, 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 stop. Why are you looking at the rest? You don't need it, brother. Thunderbolt won't miss, and that special, it's going down. Oh, and Thunder Wave. Paralyze the opponent, then swap someone else in if Zapdos can't do it. Flash if you're scared of getting hit, and Sky Attack for when you know you've won. Sky Attack is the default dance in Stadium. In Prime Cup, Thunder, hey, what did I say? Don't look at the rest. In Castle, he also has Substitute. Hello? Look, if you've got a 64 controller that's missing every C button except for the up C, then Zapdos is for you. Good all around and great special makes that Thunder go crazy. The only thing that Zapdos should be worried about is Ice Beam, and those 2 rock moves in the game, but that's about it. He also can't do anything to ground types, but neither can most of the other flyers. So Zapdos is 100% your best pick. Pick him and don't look back. I don't care that his only flying move is Sky Attack. He has Thunder. Quit arguing with me and just remember, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Number 10. Grass. Well, I hope you like status effects, because that's what you get when you pick Grass. Grass has a lot of great resistances as a type. It resists ground, water, itself, and electric. Great. Oh no. Man, if it isn't weak to everything else though. Flying, poison, bug, fire, and ice. Sheesh. That's a lot of chance to have a bad pairing. In Gen 1, the only pure grass type is Tangela, and we're not picking Tangela. And that means that you guessed it, poison is the secondary type on most grass, meaning you lose the ground and gain a psychic weakness. Yay! So grass is not great, but they're really good for one thing. Support. Most rentals have some type of status effect or setup move. Leech Seed can be combined with Toxic for devastating sucking on the glass action. Sleep Powder is a 75% chance of sleep, and Stun Spore is a 75% chance to paralyze. Like I said, really great support, but if you want one grass type that will do more than support, it's Executor. His other type is Psychic. Need I say more? I mean, you see the runtime, I guess I fucking have to. In Pokécup, he's got Egg Bomb, Mega Drain, Leech Seed, and Stun Spore. Prime sees him with, wow, Stomp, Sleep Powder, Solar Beam, and Psychic. And in Castle, well, the same moveset as Poké, but instead of Stun Spore, he has Hypnosis. This guy is tough to take down unless you have his weakness on deck. Old Boy is probably one of the best walls in the game, giving you time to do Leech Seed and even hand out status effects like it's a buffet. If you want more grass attacks on your rental, you're out of luck, because the best you get is Razor Leaf, and it's tough to get on a decent rental. So, stick with Executor, and you'll be fine. Actually, you'll be pretty normal. Number 9. Normal. There isn't much to say about the normal type. It's weak to fighting, and it can't hit ghosts. Most of the time. There are a good amount of normal rentals in the game, and it's a decent toss-up between who is the best to bring in a match. I mean, you have Persian, who's fast and will always crit with that super powerful slash, but that's about it. Maybe sometimes you can use that Bubble Beam. I guess you have Tauros with a moveset that would make Alakazam blush, but for me, I think it's Snorlax. He's slow, but he's tanky, and he has Rock Slide without the downsides of being a rock type. Take a little too much damage, time to hit that Honk Shoe to recover. It's hard to deny the sheer power of Snorlax, but he is most certainly taking his turn last, and that's a fact. It doesn't matter where you get him, just take a look at these move pools, cause he's doing work. Just for the love of God, don't use Bide. Number 8, Ghost.
Number 8, but Dylan, Ghost type.
Yeah, I know. Ghost type is busted. Normal and fighting moves? Can't hit ya. Resistance to poison and bug, and only weak to ghost moves? Yeah, Game Freak was rushing to day 1 patch this bitch. So what did they do? Oh yeah, they slapped the poison type on the only ghosts, making them much more brittle. Ghost itself is amazing and would be top 3 easy if it wasn't for our only ghost being bricked by poison type. Oh yeah, did I mention we don't have a ghost attack in Rentals? I mean, the only one in all of RBY is Lick, which isn't here. I mean, Nightshade's an attacking move, but it's set damage, so... Well, we have all the resistance in the world to poison. Ground and Psychic are probably one-shotting us, though, so... Who's the best here? Well, out of my 3 options, it's Gengar. Because he's so cool. I don't care what you say. Go ahead and argue that this Haunter is just as good. I don't care. You think I read my comments? I play Pokemon. I can't read. Number 7, Ground. Why is Ground so high on the tiers? It's weak to grass, ice, and water, with water being one of the most prevalent types in the game. How can you rank it at Nidoking, baby? That's why. You really need more than that? Look at this pure testosterone. The sheer force this Pokemon exudes. What are you complaining about Rage for? I killed a fucking Tangela with it. What's your excuse?
Oh, but Dylan, I've got a Rhyhorn.
Yo man, fuck that Rhyhorn. Earthquake. Good night. Seriously though, he's very fast and very powerful, and the perfect response to an electric type. So yeah, Nidoking and Ground type. I won't keep dragging this one out. Number 6, Dragon. A lot like Ghost in terms of type. The only reason Dragon is so high is because of, well, this. Yeah, you resist all main types of special attacks in the game, only being open to Ice and Dragon. Of course, in Gen 1 fashion, the only Dragon move is Dragon Rage, and it's a set move, so you're only weak to Ice, let's be real. Again, like Ghost, we have only 3 options in the Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite line. They ruin Dragonite by giving him Flying, meaning Ice is an on-site kill. Not only that...
Uh-oh. Stinky.
Yeah, you can't get done with this. Dragonair is much better all around and isn't as weak as Dratini. If you want to run a Dragon, then Dragonair is a fire pick. Number 5, Fire. Fire. Finally, a type with some powerful moves tied to it. Fire type has resistances in Bug, Fire, and Grass. While on the other hand, it's weak to Ground, Rock, and Water. Alright, I'm gonna be real with you. Just about every Fire type in Rentals gets butchered. No, stop! Don't look! Stop! Stop looking! Turn away! Your best bet if you gotta have a Fire type is, you know him, you love him, you don't have enough badges to train him, is Charizard. Charizard has Flying type, which gets rid of that ground weakness, but makes Rock's crippling death. In Pokémon Prime, he has Fly, Swords Dance, Fire Blast, and Fire Spin. All really good moves. What? Gym Leader Castle? Stop! Stop! Don't go there! Don't look! Stop! Stop! Number 4, Ice. Alright, let's cool down and talk about Ice. It's nice, and it's used by Gym Leader Price. But Dylan, isn't that one of the worst types? What the fuck did you just say to me? Don't you ever talk to me, or my Ice children, ever again. Ice only resists Ice, and it's weak to fighting. Yes. Who cares? Rock? Who cares again? And Fire? Okay, that's a little bit of a threat. It's alright. Your opponent only has Fire Spin anyway. The thing is, Ice is taking down Flying, Ground, Grass, Dragon. I don't care what it is. It's going down or getting frozen. You want the real reason it's so high? It's because you can't be frozen. Freeze is the most busted status in all of Gen 1, especially in Stadium where it's 3v3 matchups. One freeze and the entire tide of battle has turned. Also, in Gen 1, the only way to unfreeze is for a Fire type attack to hit the frozen opponent. So, you're stuck, you're dead, and you're still frozen. The best Ice type you can bargain for is Jinx. Jinx is Ice and Psychic, And you realize I haven't talked about Psychic on this list, and there's only a few more spaces left. This grants us the all-powerful resistance to Psychic itself. Now let's see some moves. In Poke Cup, she's rocking Mega Punch, Ice Punch, Psychic, and Lovely Kiss. Honestly, a broken set if I've ever seen one in Rentals. Lovely Kiss is 75% chance of sleep. That Ice Punch is 10% chance to freeze, and Psychic. What more could you ask for? Huh, well, I'll tell you. In Prime, the same moves except in place of Mega Punch, we have Body Slam. So now you can choose between 30% para chance or still freezing that bitch. And in Castle, oh, don't look at that Thrash, honey. I don't want it to confuse you. All in all, Jinx is one of the best Rentals. With amazing movesets, her defense is lacking, but just freeze first turn. It's easy. But let's dive into the next one. Number 3, Water. The Water type is the most prevalent type in all of Gen 1. Hell, in all of Pokemon. You think Poison is everywhere? Well, Water is everywhere-er. Yes, I wrote that, and then I said it on camera. Subscribe. Water is resistant to itself, fire, and ice. And we know how scary ice is. Water has a lot of utility with the sheer amount of moves, and in Rentals, just about every Water type actually gets a decent Water move. What is Water being used against? Well, Rock, Ground, and Fire. They're going down easy. And all we have to really worry about is Electric and Grass if someone happens to have Razor Leaf, which they don't. And the best Water type in the game is yet another with a secondary Psychic typing. It's Starmie. Starmie has even more broken movesets than Jinx does. I don't care what you're up against. Starmie needs to be on that team. In Poke, Starmie has Surf, so big stab. Thunder for big damage, Swift for when you get tired of missing that Thunder, and Harden because that's just how you feel when you use Starmie. In Prime, you get all this. That's nuts! This looks like an actual imported Pokemon. That Minimize will go for miles. Trust me, your opponent will be seething and bald by the end of that match. And in Castle, man, what more do you need? Surf would be cool as well as Psychic, but come on, Thunder on a Water type? Let's go! Starmie is miles ahead of every Water type in just about every Rental in general. He for sure needs to be on your team. But you won't predict what type is coming next. Number 2, Psychic.
Why don't you
Look guys, I get it, stop!
So dumb.
Psychic is the most busted type in all of Gen 1. No one's contesting that. Most Mon on this list even have a secondary typing for Psychic. So, why number 2? Watch the rest of the video and subscribe, asshole. Psychic as a type is only weak to Bug, and honestly, who cares? Not Psychic. Psychic resists fighting, and again, who still cares? No one. Especially not Psychic. But most importantly, we resist our broken-ass selves. That's all there is to say. I mean, Psychic moves decimate fighting and Poison types, which we've established that Poison's on everything. So, if you have Psychic and Stab, boom! It's a one-hit wonder. Now, why number 2? It's because we're playing Rentals, and Pokemon Stadium hates you. The pure Psychic types are lucky to have Psychic on them. The rest of their moves end up being absolutely useless for them. But we do have one Pokemon that is leagues above the rest of the Psychic types. You know him, you love him, he's in everybody's top 10. It's 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, the one and only, the very first Mew, who is only in Round 2 Prime Cup and banned in every other tournament. He is without a doubt the best. I mean, look at this moveset. Oh, did you think there was another? There isn't. It's just Mew. No other list has ever had anything but Mew. Mew is the Psychic type. Don't at me in my comments, bro, because I don't have enough Patreon money yet to learn how to read. Number 1, Electric. I have 2 words for you, trainer. Thunder, Wave. That's it. That's all that's ever been it. It's all you need. Electric types in Rentals are absolutely broken. They're fast, they are special monsters, and they all have decent to great movesets. It's hard to pick an Electric type that won't carry your team. On top of those good-ass moves they get, most of them have Thunder Wave, so if you do end up against a threat, you paralyze them and hope for a free turn. If not, you have now set up your team to outspeed and beat that threat no matter what. The only thing that stands in the way of an Electric type is Ground, since Electric will not work against them. Electric doesn't affect Ground at all, and is also weak to Ground, but they are the perfect setup Mon. And if I had to pick one, it would be the Bomb Ball himself, Electrode. Most would pick Jolteon, and I get it. It's fast and powerful, but in Rentals, the movesets aren't the best, and some Mons still outspeed you. As Electrode, though, you go first, and that's a fact. If you're in Poke and a ground comes out, just blow up. Who cares? You're Electrode. You go first. If anything else, Thunder Wave and Thunder till the Miltanks come home. In Prime, you can do the same thing, minus the exploding bit. And in Castle, f it. Blow up again and act like you don't know nobody. Electrode is the best bet for your electric slot. There you have it, trainers. If you want to be the very best like no renter ever was, then these Pokemon are your best bet. Their movesets will be your cause. I'm done with that bit, I swear. All of these Mon will give you a great variety of types and moves, meaning you can now stand up to that asshole in Prime Cup with a Mew. Why did he bring it? Mew is banned. Where are the officials? I want him arrested. If you want to know who the worst rentals are, check out my worst rentals. Or if you'd like to see me do the Stadium Cups with a rental randomizer, check those out in the description. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. If you're interested in more, leave a comment telling me what you'd like next. Thanks again, everyone, and remember, stay cozy. And a special thanks to the A New Tier patrons. A New Artist, Nerd Stop, and Void Scent. Thank you, guys.